What's up guys, it's your girl Ray here and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome to the lovely family. Hi guys, good morning guys. What's up guys, it's your girl Ray here, welcome back to my channel. So this is a get ready with me slightly. I do have to go to work. I don't have to be there until 11:15, and it is currently like right after 9 o'clock. I already have my foundation on, and I'm not going to necessarily be talking about makeup related stuff because I will be doing my March favorites. But I'm doing my March favorites all around, not just my makeup March favorites. So, I don't know, I guess I'll just start. My first March favorite, which is something that I've been using but kind of picked back up, is this Sonia Kay body sponge. You can tell I've used it quite a bit because it's ripped now. And I need to, also this is it, the size it is dampened compared to, you know, my hand. I need to buy a new one. Another favorite is the other Sonia Kay sponge that I have that y'all seen me using like my past few makeup videos. My second favorite is this LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Fawn, since it's the right color for me. So I've been using this concealer. I mean, I have also been trying out new concealers, but right now this is my favorite. Because y'all know for the longest I would not let go of that Tarte Shape Tape concealer, in which I still use it every now and again. I just don't pick it up or reach for it as often as I used to. At this point, I think I'm done with the makeup favorites for March. I think. I'm not 100% sure because I know it won't be the eye palette that I'm using because I'm using one of my newer eye palettes. Also, let's talk about how when I bought that Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, the Riviera palette, I did not know that that was like a brand new palette, and I still haven't used it yet. But like, I filmed so many videos in one day, still haven't used it yet. But once again, these videos are being pre-recorded weeks ahead, so it'll be a while before I review that palette for you guys, due to the fact that your girl is like low-key / high-key behind on trying out that palette or trying out makeup because I didn't know it was new. Another March favorite, it's a book. I got it from Barnes & Noble, and it's Deborah Harkness, A Discovery of Witches, book 1 of the All Souls trilogy. So I got this book. I have been reading it I've been reading it for the past 4 days, and this is a very thick book. It's like 43 chapters, I think. 570 something, 43 chapters and 579 pages. I'm on page 62, which is chapter 7. So, but due to the fact that I'm also at work for like 12 hours a day, 10 to 12 hours a day, I think I'm doing pretty good because I take this to work with me, and I read it like on my breaks or in between shows when I'm not doing anything else. If we're having like an award show or whatever, then like I'll try to read it then, or like if I'm waiting backstage to waiting for places, then or waiting for my specific call to places, then I will be reading this book. Another favorite that I have, I can't necessarily show it to y'all because it's nothing that's like physical or material like that I can show y'all, but I will describe it to y'all because it is a show. It's the show I'm currently working on now, which is Celtic Fire. And Celtic Fire, so I saw this show for the first time in my life last July. I think it was July. It was either July or August. One of those. So it was towards the end of the season for this specific show. So I saw the show for the first time and we fell in love with it. But basically, since the very first time I seen it, I will tell y'all exactly how I was. I was sitting in the seat with my, with prayer hands, but like they were like tucked under my chin, smiling like a kid in a candy store. That's how much I love this show. That was just the first time I seen it. So the second time, I was ready, you know, because for the audience interaction portion. And because I was coming from another show and we all sat together, we like would get a lot of attention from the cast because like they knew that, you know, we were there because they knew, or that cast knew our cast. They didn't know me because like I never make myself known to anybody, but you know, they knew me or they knew the cast. So whenever, you know, the whole cast would go, then the whole cast and crew section get the attention for it. So yeah, this show easily became a part of my bucket list. Little did I know that the audio person for the past 5 years has been the same person. And the only reason she didn't work the show this year was because of like the rules on contracts or whatever there. Like you have to have a certain amount of time off, and she didn't have that amount of time off by the time this show like started rehearsals or whatever. So, but bet your bottom dollar, if she could, she would be working this show. Which also lets me know that I am exactly where I am supposed to be, because it's only by the grace of God that I got to work this show the moment I set my mind to it. Because at this point, it has been less than a year since I've seen this show for the first time, and now I'm working it. And it became a part of my bucket list by the end of summer last year. Like, it wasn't even as soon as, like, right after I seen the show. It was after that I, like, started listening to the show on, like, on YouTube, different years of it and everything, and really starting to grasp an understanding of what the show is about and blah blah blah. And that's when I was like, yeah, I definitely want to work this show. And here I am. Another March favorite of mine, back on the makeup side real quick, this is not necessarily a March favorite. This is just an all-time favorite, you know, year-round favorite type thing. Is, for one, this powder brush that I'm currently using, and the Laura Mercier translucent powder. That is my holy grail powder right now. So I wish I had like March favorite clothes or whatever to show y'all, but even if I did, I don't think I would have had the time to show y'all those clothes due to the fact that I do like I have to go to work. But I will say another favorite of mine is my e.l.f. eyelashes, which are these lashes here. I only have one more pair in there. But they're natural lashes. Excuse me. They're natural lashes, and I love that because I don't really care for, I have very long lashes and they curl up to the heavens naturally, which I love. But sometimes I do want to accentuate those, and I don't want to make them dramatic, so I don't like using dramatic lashes all the time. Plus, dramatic lashes, the bigger they are, they tend to feel heavier for me. It doesn't matter what type of lashes they are, as long as they're like really big. For one, it tickles my eyebrows, and secondly, they're heavy, and then they start to make my eyes water because of how heavy they are. And another March favorite, which is like an all-time favorite, it's technically two things. They're both my water cups. So this water cup, this is a cup that I bought from Starbucks last fall that I literally used every single day for months because I just fill it up with water and refill it and refill it and refill it. And this way I keep drinking water because I don't necessarily like drinking water out of a water bottle. My other favorite is my Target cup, which is currently on the dish rack drying, or the drying rack in the dishwasher though. Like, I don't have a drying rack on my counter that's tacky, so I hand wash my dishes and then I put them in the dishwasher on the racks to dry. I do sort of have like a favorite app on my phone currently, and it's one of those interactive stories apps. So first things first, the first app that I ever, tried with the interactive stories was Episode. I started Episode 4 years ago. I was a sophomore in college, I think, by this time. Yeah, I think I was a sophomore in college, which was 2014. Oh dang, almost 5 years ago now. Yeah, I started reading Episode almost 5 years ago. And like within the first year for sure, I read over 500 chapters, and like Episode gave me they're like, well, since you read over 500 chapters and over so many stories or whatever in this amount of time, we're gonna give you 4 passes. Every time your passes refill, you'll get 4 instead of 3. So I greatly appreciated that. Episode caused me to like miss a lot of classes. I wouldn't say a lot, but it definitely caused me to miss classes. I didn't go to functions and stuff because of this app. Why? Because I would be ready to go, but then I would be like so early. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna read a few chapters on Episode until it's time for me to go. Well, I would get so into the stories that I was reading. Like, these authors are very talented. I would get so into the stories that I was reading that that time would pass, and not only would I be late for class, I completely missed the class. Like, class would be over by the time that I would check the time again. Episode has been having this glitch for the past few years where it's like it no longer works on your cellular data. It's like you have to be connected to Wi-Fi. And like, I don't have an issue with that if I had Wi-Fi at home. But considering I am at this point, cave person, and I don't have Wi-Fi or cable because I'm never at home. enough for that kind of stuff, so I'm not gonna add that extra bill to my life, because that's stress that your girl just does not need. So instead I downloaded Chapters and Choices. Choices I really liked, but I didn't like how I couldn't necessarily search for anything, and it's like their story selection seems so limited. So the next thing that I got, y'all looking at my ring light right now, is Chapters, which is right here next to my Sephora app and my Tabata app, because your girl does work out. So Chapters, I really like Chapters because every week they come out with like a new story. So far I've read so many stories and I spent so much money on this. I've read so far 23 books, and I've read so far 382 chapters, and I've only had this app for a few months. Let me go put my wig on. I've read that much. But see, I was always a person that like didn't like to read. Like, you couldn't get me to read for anything. Like, to save my life, I would not read a book of your choice. I would read a book of my choice, obviously, because it's a book of my choice. So if I chose it, then most likely it's because I'm interested in it. But I feel like the older I get, the more I find it interesting and necessary for me to read. So, I mean, even though I read like a bunch of sci-fi fantasy type of books, I read, you know? So it's not like I just threw books out of the water or anything, because I do like them. I only like certain kinds though, and other ones are not going to catch my attention or hold my attention. So yeah. So my last obsession currently is Chapters, and if I don't feel like reading A Discovery of Witches, then I'll read Chapters. Or like if I have some passes on Chapters, I will use those so I can go and start the timer again and then go to the book and then read that and then come back to Chapters, and I jump back and forth. So yeah. But now that I'm done rambling, I really hope you guys like this video. I hope you enjoyed my March favorites that aren't fully makeup favorites, just my March favorites in general. And let me know down in the comments below what else you would like to see from me. Don't forget to follow my social medias, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.